Chris is like deathly.
Okay. He told me that, so you are live. Do not let me forget to hand back your scan cards for the third exam if you want those at the end. I was going to do that at the beginning, but I just forgot. So don't let me forget it again.
Yeah, it's our fault that you didn't test out.
All right. So Tesla.
So Team Rocket did Tesla. My name's John.
Jennifer Reyes.
2003 in Palo Alto, California. Tesla primarily specializes in luxury cars. Does anybody else know the other products that they have?
Rockets.
That is a different company.
Space.
Different company. They have shingles and they have generators as well. So they have anti-shatter shingles for your house, and then they also have generators to store it that'll last about 7 days of power as well. They're leaders in slimline operations. They have a big factory called their Gigafactory that is state-of-the-art, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And a little fun fact, Tesla cars can save owners at least $200,000 in gas over 1 million miles. So the situational analysis, we had people are caring in regards to climate change a lot more than they used to. Tesla is not a cost leader, so they really don't care how much the product is. They're going to sell it regardless. They're also innovators when it comes to technology. Their biggest struggle is continuing to innovate in manufacturing. So they have the state-of-the-art facility, but they do not know how to use it correctly. It takes days to make one Tesla, where Ford can pop out an F-150 every 30 seconds. SWOT analysis. So their strength is a creative brand, and they have been innovative here in the past. They've created a brand basically from nothing, and they've established a need. Weaknesses is finances of consumers and manufacturing limitations. Opportunities are the price of oil and gas. Yes, it's low right now, but it's such an unstable market that it could skyrocket next year. Potential international business as well too. They're also their Model 3. Threats would be competitors entering the market. They've had a lot of competitors. Chevy was a main competitor, but they just canceled the Volt. But Honda and Toyota also have big competitors coming out.
So market segment. Their mission statement, as I have put up here, is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And Tesla sees the world by slowly decreasing the amount of carbon footprint by introducing not only, like how he mentioned, shingles and solar panels into the market. So by having the Model X, Model S, and Model 3 having them all electric cars, they are transitioning into sustainable energy. Along with their vision statement, they are wanting to create the most compelling car company in the 21st century by pushing the world's transition to electric cars. And I underline and bolded most compelling car company because I feel like that is a key point, because they've made themselves known and set themselves apart within the all-electric automobile industry, especially for the fact that it is so small. And there are other competitors trying to enter into the target market as well. So this is our target market. I've set them apart because Tesla Model X and Model S are significantly more expensive. And Musk has made it known that the Model 3, he's wanting to make it more affordable for those that are wanting to be more eco-friendly. So for the Model X and S, they are for business professionals, mainly upper class. In terms of valves, we thought of innovators and achievers, mostly achievers. They like to be environmentally conscious, they're tech savvy and living a progressive lifestyle. For Model 3, they're going to be the middle class millennials. So those that are about like late 20s, mid 30s, looking to buy their first luxury eco-friendly car. And in terms of valves, they're figures. So the SMART goals. Tesla continues to educate and empower their current and potential consumers about the benefits of conserving energy. And so Tesla is looking to transition cars to all electric to sustain energy and has proven to do so in 2018 by producing 500,000 cars. Musk also plans to launch new cars by 2020 and make all their cars fully autonomous. So the goal is achievable because the demand for the Model 3 has proved to be greater than anticipated, thus has given Tesla and Musk the confidence they needed for the brand.
All right, so the brand positioning strategy. So when first going over it, we realized that Tesla positions by product class. The reason that they're able to do that is because they position themselves as an alternative to your traditional cars. All electric, so you have cost savings for fuel, you have the sleek and style design for a luxury vehicle, and then you just have overall performance of the car. Not only are they fully electric, but they're also one of the fastest cars in the industry. They destroy many other sports cars in a lot of different ways. And then another reason that they can position themselves is by attributes and benefits. So, like I said, they're fully electric, so you have cost savings for fuel, and that's a big attribute. You save a lot of money there. You might have to pay a little more at the beginning for the car, but in the end, you save a lot for the amount of fuel you don't spend. They're super fast, super sporty. People love getting in them. It's just a huge benefit because people love, those kind of luxury fast cars. And they also have high-tech features, just all the different things that come in the car. Just top end car. It's one of the best in the business.
So about the creative strategy, so we talk about how Tesla have to target different kind of people. Like you talk about that we have two different models, so they should develop the creative strategy based on the different model and based on the different parts that we have. So each for innovators, you have to be more like the love luxury cars, stuff like that. So also we talk about the creative advertising campaign should be focused on different what makes Tesla different from the other car, like the high quality of Tesla, the luxury, the aesthetic of the car, and it is an electric car, so like you save money by using the fuel, and also it's environmental friendly. And we also talk about how Tesla have to inform the customer. Tesla have to let them know that how the feature that Tesla have on social, they can use social media because people really use social media, and we think that for millennials it will be easier to promote the product using social media, and also they can do some they can let the customer test the product, like they can organize some event like some showroom, they can give the opportunity to people to feel the product, touch the product, and also they can invite some people who are already using Tesla to let the other people to know how all the advantages of having a Tesla. And also they can, during the event, they can show some video of famous people driving a Tesla. I think that also can have an effect of the potential customer.
All right, so for the promotional mix, the biggest thing Tesla can use is advertising. Most of their stuff's going to be in print materials like car magazines and business magazines. People pick up those magazines, look at nice, fast cars. You want to have Tesla in there to compare all the other cars, and then as well as business magazines, because this is a car that business people like to drive. It's not only nice and fast. You have the fully electric, and business people just enjoy that because they can save that money on cost savings. And another way to do some advertising is on social media through Facebook and Instagram. That's one way you can promote everything through publicity and public relations. For the publicity, you just have a large announcement of new product. Anytime you release a new car, you want to release this huge announcement so everybody's able to see that and everybody's able to see your new product. Through the public relations, just charity donations and other charitable acts to make Tesla look like that company. Not only do they have great product, but they're also a great company, and I would prefer to buy from them instead of Lamborghini, who doesn't do anything for the public and doesn't help in any way like that. And lastly, sponsorships. So a big one is we want to sponsor them like the Oscars. So all those celebrities that pull up to the red carpet, you want them to drive up on a Tesla. Because millions of people are going to be watching the Oscars every night, and you want them to see that celebrity get out on a red carpet and be like, man, that's a nice car that they're pulling up in. And another bonus is if you win an Oscar, you win a Tesla. So all the other celebrities, they might not have won an Oscar, but now they can go out and buy a Tesla because they see all these other celebrities getting a cool car.
When it comes to the promotional schedule, we really focused on social media. So our target market is not the people who make the money in the household, it's the decision makers of the household. So we really focused more on social media campaigns. We came up with 6 different social media ads, 3 for Facebook, 3 for Instagram, and some of them intertwined. However, excuse me, the ads we place on Facebook will be different than the ones on Instagram. Since it's a different platform, you have to use them differently. The first ad is going to run from January 1st through February 4th, and it's going to be a new me campaign. Basically talking about, I want to get fit for the new year, I want to look this part, I want to get this job. Best way to do that is to start successful, look the part, drive a Tesla. Second ad will run through February 15th through the 24th. That's going to be our Oscar campaign. Like we talked about, it'd be an awesome competition to try to win an Oscar. Go onto the Tesla website, enter your information, you're entered to win the Tesla. Third ad is from March 28th through April 22nd. It is the Easter generator ad. We talked about something about Easter holiday tied into the generator that holds kind of your household power. The fourth ad runs through May 1st through June 15th. This is usually high storms in the Midwest, South, and even West Coast for flooding. So we talked about the shingle ad that we could run on Facebook and Instagram. Fifth ad would run through August 15th through September 15th, and that's kind of Labor Day. Relax, do a worry-free vacation, don't have to worry about gas, drive a Tesla. Sixth ad is going to run from November 1st through December 25th. We thought it was something kind of fun. Tesla does a lot with Christmas, whether it's their Christmas campaign where you can do the Model X and play the song. So we did Santa's new Tesla runway, being their shingles on their house. It's Santa's little runway. Next, we're going to talk about the budget. With Tesla, they do not do any advertisement. They do very little advertisement right now. So we had basically an open canvas. We said that the budget is going to be about $15 million. This is for the videos that we would be doing for Facebook and Instagram, hiring employees, rental space for making videos. An Oscar ad, 30-second ad, is anywhere from about $2.5 million. We figured it was going to be about $6 to $8 million to sponsor the red carpet. This will also pay for the Facebook ads and Instagram ads and the equipment that we're going to use. Basically, what we wanted to talk about implementation and evaluation, basically just wanted to go through each part, emphasize where Tesla, if they listen to our product or our campaign, that where they would succeed. So we'll start with SMART goals.
So, like I said earlier, the SMART goals, they have produced 500,000 cars within 2018, and that has proved that they are actually on track, especially with Musk's goal to be in 2020 to launch new cars and try to make them all fully autonomous. So, in terms of SMART goals, they are reaching and they are climbing towards the ladder.
And then next, we have a little video to show you. This is something fun that the Tesla Model X does. You're the one, right?
So does like every car do that?
No, just Model X.
She's like,
Just
okay.
Model X. Yeah, that's the only one that does that. They have other songs too, but that's the most
And you
popular
can
one.
escape.
It's kind of funny that he has that stuff.
Like that's so people want this.
Well, and on the radio too, it pops up as a like Christmas tree, and you can actually like follow along with it and everything like that. It's pretty cool.
Do you have any other questions?
I mean,
Yay,
Thank
we're done.
you.
All right, well, I have questions.
Oh, all right.
So, one of the things that you listed, if you go back to the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, you listed the finances of consumers as being a weakness. How is that a weakness?
Mostly because Tesla's such a, for the most part, an expensive car, and so a lot of consumers aren't able to buy it, even though it's something that they really like. Most of the people that are purchasing Teslas are usually business people that make a decent amount of money. So I think the average consumer that buys a Tesla, makes six figures usually. So.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so that's why it's one of our weaknesses, because it's such an expensive car that a lot of consumers can't afford it, which is why Tesla implemented the middle class car, the cheaper one, so that way more consumers are able to buy it.
Another
Okay,
thing
so-
too with the Model 3, you had to do a down payment. Well, the Model 3 kept getting pushed back, and the people who put the down payment wanted the car, expected the car September 1st, pulled their money back. So Tesla lost a lot of their money through the Model 3. being
Okay,
pushed
so
back,
that's
pushed back.
not being able to produce it, that is a weakness. Generally speaking, the reason I ask that question is when you think of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, strengths and weaknesses are internal to the corporation and opportunities and threats are external. Finances of consumers would be an external consideration, so I think I would put that under a threat
Okay.
rather than a weakness of the company. A weakness would be that they're not able to manufacture cars in a cost-efficient way. I mean, one of the things that happens is they have no experience in manufacturing cars, basically. Whereas if you'd gone to Ford and partnered with them, Ford could manufacture all of the components that go into a car, the body, chassis, the axles and stuff like that. They had to learn how to do that. And that's one of the reasons that it's so, I mean, they could have done the engines themselves.
Yeah.
But that, they could have partnered with somebody and that would have been maybe a way of getting around that. So that's just one thing that I noticed. But that's not a huge criticism of your presentation. I mean, overall, your presentation was really good. One of the things that I wanted to know about is why doesn't Tesla use, I mean, historically, car companies advertise. Why don't they advertise on television? I mean, car companies do huge amounts. It's a huge part of their budget, just generally.
I think it's a prestigious thing that you always hear about Teslas, and the friends that I have for Teslas, they do self-promotion basically for Tesla anyway. They always post videos of their Tesla, pictures of their Tesla. It's almost like a status quo that, hey, I've got a Tesla. It's very known that the people that have Teslas.
and I think a lot of like people on social media that have 5 million followers. Like I know one Jaden Smith. Like most of his he's a music artist, but a lot of his videos that he posts, like it just has Tesla in the background no matter where he's at every single time. So I think that's kind of a way that they.
And even like the
Do
hot
there.
rod community too, like people who have really fast Corvettes or dragsters, they'll place them up against the Tesla and lose.
Yeah.
Tesla goes 0 to 60 in 2.7.
Yeah.
I don't think they advertise on TV because that's not where their market is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
The people watching like primetime television probably aren't people with the budget to buy a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why they have no prestigious.
That's why our
advertising.
target market was.
And
Like,
that's-
like at horse shows, they advertise Rolex. Like that's like a typical thing because people are going to a horse show or a golfing event. They're the ones wearing a Rolex. You're not going to see a Rolex television ad when you're watching news. Like, oh, I'm going to buy a Rolex.
Yeah,
Rolex has actually started advertising on TV.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really odd that they have. I mean, they've never done it before, but it's a recent thing they've started advertising.
Yeah, and another reason, like you don't really see Lamborghini or Bugatti or any of those other high-end sports cars advertised much on television. If they do, it's like a rare occasion. So I think Tesla's just trying to stay in that class. Like they don't advertise because a lot of their promotions word of mouth. Like, let's go out and buy a Tesla now because he has one.
Yeah, and I think that's what really makes the car. I think that allows them to not do any advertising.
Yeah.
like via television
Oh,
or
it's
whatever.
free, it's free
Because,
advertising.
you know, like whenever you see a Lamborghini, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. You never see those, but you know, you see an F-150 on TV
Right.
100 times a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're just driving past one.
So
Every
it's
time
just
the store
specific
truck
things.
Another old F-150. You know what I mean? So it kind of loses its value, I think, if you over promote it or
Okay.
over advertise it.
All right, very good. Who wants to go next?
Okay. So if you want to log into your
Yeah, I'll go ahead and log in. If you need to fix it, George. Okay, stop moving the mouse. Sorry. I couldn't click on
didn't
something.
realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were telling me
He's
that I
annoying,
should come
Robert.
dressed as a hobo today so they can put makeup on it.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do a tutorial on Nicole, a makeup tutorial. Alrighty, so we're Prestige Worldwide, aka Prestige 2.0, and we're gonna be discussing Ulta Beauty today. I'm Marcia Clemens.
Joy.
Cold too, great.
I'm Tristan. I'm excited.
Alright, and we're discussing the IMT plan. So, a quick rundown on Ulta for those of you males who don't have girlfriends or girls that don't wear makeup. So, Ulta was founded in 1990 by Richard George. It's one of the top retailers in the country for makeup. They have not only makeup and like cosmetics, but they have beauty products, fragrances, hair tools, hair products, etc. Ulta is kind of different from other beauty retailers in the fact that it's not a part of a department store or it's not in a mall. Their stores are are all freestanding locations, so they're easily accessible. They're usually like a freestanding store or a strip mall, but they're never within a shopping mall or in a department store. And so just a quick rundown on it's part of their situational analysis. This is Ulta's growth in the last 10 years. As you can see, in 2008, they suffered very little after the recession, and their stock price has gone from about $10 to I think it's top at $304 this year. They, in a time where most companies were rebuilding and slowly getting growth, they were getting 50% sales increases every year. They have doubled their amount of locations in the United States. They've completely done the opposite of the trend. Most companies are closing down stores, like brick and mortar locations, and they're expanding more online. Ulta has almost done the opposite. Not only are they growing online, they're doubling, like I said, they're doubling their amount of stores. In 1994, they actually strengthened their brand image by getting rid of all kind of drugstore products. They still have drugstore cosmetics and beauty products, but they got rid of vitamins, they got rid of toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything that would compare them to a drugstore. And so, like I said, they doubled their amount of stores. So one of their differential strategies is they have an immense amount of products. Their variety ranges from drugstore beauty products that are only a few dollars to skincare lines that I think it's Kiehl's that used to be only offered exclusively at stores and the prices range up to the hundreds of dollars. So they match almost all buyer portfolios this way. And so this kind of contributes to their SWOT analysis. So one of their biggest strengths is that they offer a huge variety of products, and they offer competitive pricing compared to Sephora and like Dillard's and stuff like that. Their cosmetics pricings. However, it also attributes to their weakness. As you may know, beauty products perish over time. It's not as fast as like a grocery store, but their high amount of products, if they're not turning inventory, they perish and they have to legally get rid of it. They have to ruin it because they can't sell expired goods. So whenever their goods are becoming close to expiring, they run quick sales to try to get that out and flip inventory. Some opportunities for Ulta are the economic conditions currently. So most businesses are doing well right now. The unemployment rate is down, so therefore consumers have more discretionary income or disposable income. And with the low gas prices, shipping costs are extremely low, and consumers see this in the products because the products are cheaper because they're cheaper to ship. And then a threat would be competitions from similar stores like Sephora and, like I said, department stores and stuff. But one of their biggest threats are international beauty stores that are becoming more popular online. There are different Asian and European and Australian beauty lines that are extremely luxurious and including celebrities. They have these exclusive beauty lines that sometimes Ulta doesn't have access to. So that would be their threats. And just to wrap this up, Ulta makes up 21% of the beauty retailer industry in the U.S., which is a pretty large market share. Personally, I would consider Ulta a star because their market share is growing. So their sales and their market share is rapidly increasing, and their e-commerce is actually growing as well. It's expected to jump up to 10% of their overall profit in 2019. Here are examples of some of the brands Ulta holds. So your brands like MAC, Urban Decay, Smashbox, all of these, like say like a typical foundation that you would buy, like a lady. These range like $40, $50-ish, whereas like your drugstore or affordable brands, they're like $5, $10, $12. So this is a range in their affordability there.
Yeah, I got it. So basically, I based our IMC objectives more off of the ADA model. Obviously, just the ability to gain attention, awareness, interest, desire, and then to make them become a returning customer and for them to take action to purchase the product. So to build the attention and awareness, we wanted to do it through television advertisements, social media advertisements, and obtaining data through geofencing and search engines. So just what people are putting into their Google or different things like that. I know there's plenty of times I've searched shoes through Google. The next thing I know, on my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, I have tons of ads, different things like that, trying to promote their website, different things for me to buy. Instagram mainly. For building interest, Ulta really has, like Marcia said, they have such a wide variety of products. I think that is pretty attractive for them in case you go into the store and you might have your eye set on something really expensive, but you might come across a different product that they offer that is maybe half the price. And I think anybody's really always looking to save some money if you can. So I think that's been a really attractive thing for them. And obviously, like I just said, a wide financial target market as well. They have products for everybody. If you want to go in there and get something that's $10 or something that's 50 to 100 or whatever. I'm not really familiar with the products that they sell there, but from what the girls have told me, they offer a ton of different things. To build desire for the consumers to want the products, offering free trials. I think people like the idea of anything free, so that just kind of makes them the products that they offer a little bit more appealing. So if you go in and buy something and then throw in an extra face lotion that might work for your dry skin, or if you have whatever it is, or your skin's too oily, different things like that, that can make it too. I'm trying to relate, but it and then that kind of I think that allows them to take action to want to come back and become a reoccurring customer. And then also they do a 30-day product guarantee. So if you go in and find something that you don't like, or if you buy something that you don't like and you have the ability to return it, and I think consumers anywhere, whether you're selling beauty products or phones or anything, I think the consumer wants to buy something that's less risky, or if they feel that they can get something fixed easier, different things like that, like having an Apple product or something like that. The ability for them to go in and have specific people that will work on your phone, and it seems less risky for me, and so that sometimes they fix it for free and different things like that. So that makes me want to continue becoming a recurring customer. So
Especially it's a lower switching cost if you buy something older.
Yeah, Apple's a pretty expensive product, but those are a little bit cheaper. But yeah, so those were our IMC objectives for that.
Okay, so market segments and target market, demographics, millennials, women of all ages, experts in the beauty industry. Psychographics, those who are concerned with appearance, those who value skincare, hair care, personal hygiene. And they value the quality of the products that they use. Behavioral, heavily influenced by changing trends, and millennials are the ones that set those trends. Buying situation, it's not that sensitive to economic cycles like other markets. Sales usually spike during like giving seasons like Thanksgiving and Christmas and like Valentine's Day. And there are special seasonal sales like Cyber Monday and like a Nick sale, Memorial Day sale.
For brand positioning, Ulta is committed to implementing their strategic imperatives that drive long-term growth and sustainable competitive advantage. And they are a company that offers prestige and mass products and full-salon services that a customer can get all in one store. And so they are a few that offer those products, and it has proven that an increase of the prestige beauty market share.
Okay, so the unique selling proposition, something that's really neat, as we mentioned, is that they do have so many different products all in one place. So cosmetics, fragrances, skincare, beauty gifts, you can go in and find gift sets for somebody or go in and ask exactly what you're needing and they're gonna have that there for you. And the other thing is that they do have in-house specialists, so they can help you with color matching, hairstyling, and accessories that you need for your hair, whether that be product or styling accessories, and back in skincare. So as Colton touched on, like gonna be exfoliating, cleansing, anything like that, skincare. And something that people don't really know is that they do have a lot of men's products. They have the Jack Black line, which is really awesome. And if I was, a guy, I would definitely use it because I love the way it smells. And really, they just have a large variety of gifts, and you can go in and talk to the specialist and say, hey, I have somebody that has really dry skin, not sure exactly what they're going to be needing. You can describe their skin or their hair, whatever it is, and they're going to help you.
Okay, so the IMC Metro Mix schedule is the next page. So basically right now, how they promote is using their competitive advantage, which is the high-low shopping. Like we talked about, they have high-end brands and low-end brands. So that's how they promote right now, and that's how they kind of convince us to come to Ulta instead of going to like Sephora, which is like when you think of Sephora, you're like, oh, the big expensive brands. Or when you think of a drugstore, you're like, oh, the cheap brands. But when you think of Ulta, they have a mix. So that's why you can go to Ulta. And then so how they create loyalty right now, basically they kind of send subscriptions, or if you go to Ulta, they have those cards where you can collect coins, and on birthdays you get even more coins and stuff like that. What we suggested to Ulta would be to have more free samples, like what Colton said, everybody likes free stuff. So of course, if you spend like $50 above, and giving free samples, that will encourage buyers who don't go Ulta as often to kind of go more often. That way they can try out new products. And then second was to have monthly subscription. So like Sephora has like a play box where you pay like $10 and then you get like a bunch of free samples every month. So for example, a buyer like me, I would like to try new makeup brands. So I would get the monthly subscription from Sephora and then get like different types of products there. That way I can try new things while being still safe because I only pay $10 a month. So I think Ulta should have something like that. And then talking about variety of brands, we have a wide range of variety of things. However, competition is getting higher and international products are getting well known. And therefore, I think instead of making them our enemies, we should make them our friends. So we should include them into our Ulta hub also. And then the next one would be our events. We should have a pop-up event. So basically, recently, Ulta had this Kylie Jenner pop-up event where they had like a little shop where they sold Kylie products. But I think they should also include having a representative come and talk about it, so that we you can actually hear from them and their voices, like why they believe in their product. Because when you buy something, you kind of buy it because you believe in their value. And then the second one would be, and then the fourth one would be mailing. So Ulta has already created a database for their own people, like using the subscription and stuff. But we think they should also create a database for customers who are also interested in buying, like we talked about, like search engines. So if they're Googling makeup, also should get that. They'll start sending them emails regarding subscriptions and stuff. And then product returns. Yes, it's good to have that sort of less riskiness. So when you buy something, you kind of want to return the product if it's not good. However, that creates a loss for the companies that we have. So I think we should have like stricter policies. Like, yes, you can return it, but there's a certain date to return, or like different types of products that you can return. Okay, so the next one will be promotional schedule. So this is actually how now they do it. So every month they have like a bunch of like goals to meet every month. They don't have certain dates. So for like January, they want to have this promotion. And then on February, they want to have this promotion, different types of stuff. And so we would suggest to have a more detailed schedule instead every month, to have like on the second, every bi-weekly, they should meet up as managers to talk about what they could have promotions for the next few months ahead, instead of just planning at the end of the year for the whole year next year. That's about it.
The promotional budget right now, Ulta spends around 26 million in advertising. 90% of annual total net sales come from their members, so it makes sense that they market to them the most. And there's a little quote by Ulta, and it's like, we are directing a growing percentage of our marketing expense toward email marketing, digital marketing, national TV, and radio advertising. We believe these channels are highly effective in communicating with existing guests, as well as reaching those who have not yet shopped with us.
Based off the INC objectives, one way to measure awareness and interest is by comparing the number of purchases the product has got over the past years. And that would help us improve those that lack interest. And then also measuring the purchase objective, like wholesale with the 30-day return policy. If they can use that, they don't like the product, even if they've used the product or have opened it. And one way to get feedback on their purchases is by sending out surveys where they can evaluate the product and the customer service.
Alright, to conclude, Ulta's kind of differentiates themselves again, like just to come back to those key points by offering the high-low products and their exceptionally trained staff. Their in-store salons, which is not offered in any other locations. Like, it's offered in every Ulta location, but not a lot of their competitors. Also, their staff are trained in color matching, in beauty products, and certain skin conditions and stuff like that. So that kind of gives them a unique advantages. Their staff, the salon, their variety of products. They do a lot of the marketing to their current members. So whenever you buy at Ulta, if you're not a current member, they immediately get signed up with our like a reward system, and they email you every time you make a purchase with your updated points, different deals you can get. So they're really strong on marketing to their current client base, where we suggested, like, just to recap, we suggested that they should also expand beyond their membership base slightly. And a more efficient use of their time would be using geocaching and like log stream data and stuff like that. So, and targeted ads through social media, since the majority of their client base are millennials. It would be more effective to use social media, email, digital marketing, which,
That's it.
Okay, I have a couple questions. First of all, Cole, why didn't you immerse yourself in a consumer behavior study by going and spending hours walking through an Ulta store, watching how consumers use the product?
Why
I mean,
did
these
why
obviously
did
they
I?
know what it is. So.
Why
he has a
did I?
girlfriend. We told him to talk to his girlfriend about it.
Yeah, I mean,
They sell men's products. They sell like.
yeah, I know.
Why don't they advertise
But I
the
just, Well, I mean, I just go to
I don't think it's a big.
Well, yeah, I figured it would be Target, but is it just because
It is
I
a
think
small
it's tracked there?
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe
guys
so.
are already jacked there.
Maybe so.
And since Ulta also markets themselves like, oh, hey, gift giving season, they do market like, hey, women, come buy your man a beauty gift.
Yeah, they have skincare for him. I bought it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, I've actually tried, there's like a, what's that called, like American.
I know, but I really should have done that, honestly, just to see what,
I mean, as part of this team, did you actually go in an Ulta store to see?
did I go in an Ulta store? No.
Okay,
It's a fragile masculinity.
that's a fail right there.
You know.
So, although I guess you guys didn't actually drive a Tesla either, so that's, did you?
No,
Did you?
yeah, a lot of
Did you guys go into a
Tesla the other
Tesla?
day.
Well, the thing is, you can't buy a Tesla, there's not a dealership. so-
Well, I have a classmate who has a Tesla. I looked inside it briefly, but that was it.
Okay.
That was close.
Alright.
He was
One of
not
the-
reason.
So you're failing, you're getting that.
One of the things, so that we have time for the third group, that I do want to ask is, first of all, what's one of the problems, one of your suggestions was about sampling, offering more samples. Sales promotion like that, what generally happens with sales promotion where you do things like that? Was one of the disadvantages to samples?
They'll take it and probably just not.
They'll take it, they'll use it, but I mean, people, a lot of people become addicted to samples. And
Yeah.
they don't ever actually buy
And then
the
you come
product,
back,
they just wait
so-
for the next product, they just wait for the next sample.
Well, some of the consumers are pretty loyal, because I've done a couple of promotions where, I'm handing out things and then they'll expect it.
Right.
And
Yes, thanks, yeah. So, also, what about, one of the things that seems to me to be an opportunity and maybe a threat in this area is that everybody and their dog, much to my horror, for example, Joel Osteen is like the tool of the devil, all right? There are several tools of the devil. He is one of them. He has no business whatsoever pretending that he knows anything about the Bible. I mean, he has no theological background whatsoever. But now his wife, much to my horror, has decided she's going to launch a makeup and cosmetic line. So we can now screw up an entirely new industry, right?
Yeah.
So it seems to me that, like, how do you select, with that many products, if you have a physical store, you've got some limitations on space, obviously. So when new product lines, when Victoria Olstein launches her 666 tool of the devil Satan line of skincare, how do you decide what you're gonna eliminate?
Well, I think
Do
if
you
you,
get rid of old,
Well,
what's her name, Cindy Crawford's?
well, I mean, I think if you pay attention to inventory levels on what you sell from previous years, you can kind of justify knocking something else off the shelves that doesn't sell as well and replacing it with that if you think it's gonna bring in revenue.
another thing is that Ulta's pretty good about knowing their client base because they can track what products sell. They also know like they're younger, not obviously young because most of their market, what their market is buying. They recently added the Kylie Cosmetics to their more prestigious lines, which were like selling out every time they launch a new Kylie Cosmetics product. Like they were selling out, and Ulta tapped into that. They were like, might as well just like bring in one of like your opponents, like it's like a friend of me, like might as well do it. So I think if they knew their target market and they had a feeling that Victoria, whatever Olstein is going to sell well in the South, probably would be their probably most, I don't know,
Texas. For
Yeah.
more lucrative markets like the South. Then they may move over some products that aren't as that aren't selling as well in Texas or whatever, and
Yeah.
make way for her. But I mean, I don't think they make the executive decision for all stores across the country because it wouldn't really be profitable by doing that.
Yeah, nobody
So-
cares about her in New York City, probably.
Oh, no. And I bet all her foundations
Well, I
are like
think- I
red,
think,
like
yeah.
different tones of red. Like
Well, I
the
think
devil.
trend status has a lot to do with it too. I know Oklahoma kind of gets trends a little bit later than obviously where they start in New York or California, different places like that. So I think you could adjust accordingly.
All right, very good. Good,
Did you guys have questions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you're, if in your research, if you found anything, I know like a cool bit ago, there was like a thing about them reusing.
Yes,
Like
actually.
old
That was also-
He was talking about that.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's in our paper. In February 2018, there
Oh,
was
like,
this lady.
that recent.
Yeah, it was in February. This woman on Twitter, a former disgruntled employee, decided to tweet Ulta for reusing products that people have returned and saying it was unsanitary and stuff like that. Typically the products were eyeshadows and stuff like that that weren't dealt with the mouth and stuff like that. And certain
Oh,
store
because the
managers.
eye is just
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
just-
That's just so much less sensitive.
I'm not backing it up, but from quotes from the store managers that were doing those practices, they're like, well, I was doing it in the best interest of the company, and they were like even rewrapping it to look new.
Yeah.
And then Ulta does that, like, that's not our standard practice, they're supposed to discard it sanitarily, but anyway, yeah, that was the
It's
thing.
fixed and over with, don't
Yeah.
look in the past.
Yeah, the lawsuit is still ongoing, in case you're worried.
People like go dumpster diving on Ulta.
Yeah.
It's for it, because they have to throw away all their products.
Yeah.
So if someone returns like an eyeshadow palette, you don't care, like.
Yeah, the DC, all that free makeup.
But yeah, like I said,
You're not.
No, I'm dead serious. What do you want?
but this again, like, goes back to the threats, they have high levels of
Yeah.
high levels of inventory is a good thing and a bad thing, especially when it's makeup, because it does go back.
I don't want to see you on the news anytime, Rosie.
I do not.
I used to, in my hometown, I used to work at TJ Maxx, which was right next to Ulta, and they
Yeah.
used to tell us when they were about to go, like,
Yeah,
throw away
they
stuff.
really-
So this girl would like dive in there when they were throwing perfume. She would literally get in there. She was because they would just dump a whole perfume bottle and just throw it in.
Yeah.
And she would like go in there and get it out. And
I mean, you don't care, like,
it would dump it. It's not that
It's
hard.
wrapping.
I just try, that's what's expensive.
I'll take it.
Do you want us to upload our PowerPoint in?
I'd take anything.
So I'll upload on the Dropbox as well. Whatever we submit.
I'm not a germaphobe though at all. Like these were my cousin, or no, these were my boyfriend's cousin's earrings that I had never met before. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
Like, I'm not.
Get it from the
Click
Yeah,
it through 3
yeah.
times, then it goes.
Yeah.
People do that at GameStop all the time. Like literally, they'll go get. Yes. Not like games.
I bought a lot of stuff.
They'll throw
Well, you
away
gotta,
Yeah, I can do that.
stuff, and they'll go in and take all of it. Like I worked at GameStop, and we would be leaving for the night and see.
All right.
All right, so we are the 18. I'm Taylor. This is Anna, Will, and Rosie. And we chose Amazon for our project. So I'll go ahead and let Will tell you about a little bit about Amazon.
So Amazon was founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos. It was based out of Seattle, Washington, and it was an online retailer bookstore. They were targeting technologically savvy customers because the internet was still pretty new. Their mission was to deliver any book to any reader anywhere. And when it started, it instantly began growing. By 1999, they changed their mission statement because they were beginning to distribute other products, not just books, but they changed it to, our vision is to be Earth's most customer-centric company, to build a place where people can come to find and discover anything they might want to buy online. So Amazon now provides nearly any product imaginable. I believe it's around 12 million products that they can provide, and now control 49% of the e-commerce retail market. They also employ over 600,000 employees.
So jumping to the SWOT analysis, we found that some of Amazon's strengths are that they are the world's largest and most well-known online retailer, low costs, large merchandise selection, and also superior distribution systems. Some of their opportunities were expand brick and mortar business, develop new products, and more engagement with other companies. And then weaknesses, we found that there were shrinking margins, high debt due to struggle in developing nations, and limited brick and mortar. And then for threats, lawsuits, low barriers of entry, creating more competition, and then also government regulations.
So the consumer evaluation and the demographics, the target market of Amazon is basically everyone if you're looking at age. They lack in people in the young, before they're 20 because I believe you have to be 18 years old to have an account. But they're also working to accommodate for the younger people by creating a system that kids can basically get on there and make a wish list, or the parents can set a budget for them on their spending budget, and they can get on there and purchase what they want, or they can have it where they send this wish list and the parents have to approve that for the shipment and payment to go through.
So for our IMC objectives, we wanted to focus on a very specific problem that Amazon has. Amazon is, the biggest e-commerce retailer. They don't really have any major concerns, I guess, unless you're saying like morality, but that's another story. So one thing that they really do is they try to focus on Amazon Prime. I think everyone in this group probably knows what Amazon Prime is, or has an Amazon Prime account, uses one. And so one thing that people really focus on for Amazon is their, unique selling proposition is that they're the most convenient, efficient way to shop. You get on Amazon to buy something, 1-click buy, 2-day shipping. You don't want to have to worry about the authenticity of a product. If you want to look at the reviews, it's a 4-star review. You want to go ahead and buy it. So one thing that they really struggled with is fake reviews. There's a little clip that explains it quickly.
Hey, quick question.
After an ad.
You don't name. No. And do
Or-
you
And they do that.
It would be.
Sorry, can't. It's at
in 6 months, 3 hours?
It's relevant, it's all relevant.
Verizon. Oh, crud, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna rewatch the ad.
Concerned about fake review on Amazon. A report said that despite the online retail giant attempts, paid reviews are still popping up. Rebecca Jarvis is here with more. Rebecca, certain kinds of products that generate most of these fake reviews.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. Good morning. Bluetooth headphones, speakers, and diet pills. These are some of the products that a new investigation finds are most susceptible to fake reviews. Some now saying it's an epidemic how frequently these phonies are cropping up. This morning, a new war is reportedly waging at online retail giant Amazon over an influx of possibly inauthentic product reviews for some products.
All the sellers on Amazon are kind of getting hurt from this because there are a few that don't play by the rules.
The Washington Post, owned by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, reporting that a vast majority of reviews for products in popular categories like Bluetooth headphones and speakers appear to violate Amazon's prohibition on paid reviews, artificially inflating the ranking of thousands of products on the site, leaving some sellers with little recourse to combat the problem.
Right now, it's really difficult for sellers who are, like us, competing against unscrupulous sellers who are engaged in activities that generate 5-star product reviews of their own products.
And while Amazon banned paid reviews a year and a half ago, the Washington Post says that hasn't stopped some sellers from recruiting reviewers on social media sites, reporting that in February, there were nearly 100 Facebook groups, one with 50,000 members, for the purpose of sourcing positive reviews.
The Amazon sellers need to reach large markets of buyers. The Facebook groups offer an opportunity for sellers to just have access to, in some cases, 70,000 to 80,000 people. You would get the product for free in exchange for a review. And sometimes they would usually send you a refund in the form of PayPal.
According to Review Meta, a website that helps consumers spot questionable reviews, there are some red flags to watch out for.
Actually reading the text of the reviews rather than going off of the average rating, because the average rating can be misleading.
In a statement, Amazon says inauthentic reviews made up less than 1% of all reviews on Amazon last month, and we investigate each claim. We take forceful action against both reviewers and sellers by suppressing reviews that violate our guidelines. And overnight, Facebook telling us the groups identified misuse our platform and violate our community standards. As with any content that violates these standards, we remove the groups once we remain aware of them. But clearly, Michael, there's still a problem here.
It's still a big problem. There are more ways that you can tell a real review from a fake review.
So that website we showed viewers, Review Meta, you can go in there and reverse search a URL for a product. It will tell you what they believe are the real versus the fake reviews. But you can also spot these fakes. But for example, look for the dates on the reviews. If you see it.
Okay, so our problems is that Amazon is noticing the fake reviews, but we we feel like they're good enough because it's benefiting Amazon and the buyer. So we want to find a solution on how to delete those fake reviews. But something I didn't know, some of the reviews say verified buyers, and they can even be the fake ones, which that's amazing to me. So one of the other things that I noticed, which one of the problems, is that they invented Alexa. So they are actually having a problem. This is not a recent study, but they have been inviting privacy. So earlier this year, there was a murder, and Alexa reported the whole conversation, but they're not releasing due to privacy. Now we're just gonna focus on the solutions.
Okay, so for the review specifically, what sort of the video was stating was that people will, so to be like the verified buyer, basically you get paid to buy a product so that you can verified buyer review it. And if you are a four-star review product, you automatically get put at the top of the list. And so what the video sort of didn't address is that a lot of competitions will post fake reviews, like blatantly fake reviews on their competition, so that their account gets taken down and they're no longer a competitor in their selling whatever product they're selling. So for our target market specifically, for this specific problem, we wanted to focus on the United States and China, mostly because it's really affecting a lot of consumers in the United States. You buy a product and it's sort of like a crappy product, and you get upset, and you know, because it was a 4-star product, and Amazon, you know, it was Amazon approved. So 69% of all sales actually come from the United States. That's with the holiday season. You're not really looking at reviews during the holiday season. You sort of just glance over at the stars, buy the product, expect it to be good. And we want to focus in China specifically for the execution portion, because that's where the majority of the fake reviews actually come from. They use bots to create those reviews. They use bots to create the fake negative, like fake positive reviews for other sites, negative reviews. All genders, because you know, everyone wants a good product. But specifically for the ages mid-30s to 40s, those are the most loyal Amazon customers. And as a loyal Amazon customer, you don't want to keep getting a disappointing product. You'll eventually not be loyal. And then we have hardcore loyal, softcore loyal, and switchers, mostly because this, our plan sort of goes toward telling people not to leave and also retaining those customers, and also becoming a reviewer that is authentic enough that people will come to Amazon instead of Googling other products somewhere else. And then our repeat customers, because those are the most important ones. Amazon Prime users make up the majority of sales for Amazon. In the solution, Amazon briefly acknowledged the issue like the video states. They state that, you know, our other research said 2% of Amazon reviews are inauthentic. That's about 2 million reviews. That's still a lot of reviews. They have 200 million. That's their basis of the company. They want to be a company that you can't physically assess the item, so you have to trust the review system online. Our IMC plan is to communicate with the customers to make sure that we understand that there's an issue instead of just brushing it aside, and then taking action to begin cutting down on those fake reviews. For advertising and PR, Amazon currently uses $7.2 billion on advertising. You see a lot of like Alexa commercials. They have an Alexa Super Bowl commercial. They have the Christmas Alexa going on right now. That's really cute with the dad. You know, on TV, they really focus on TV because they're TV and like Facebook ads, because that's where the majority of their target market is. It's just older generation who still watches those. So we have a promotional budget of about $3 million. Just to sort of stay true to the company's mission statement that wants to become the most customer-centric company. We want to increase customer satisfaction and loyalty. Thanks.
I just have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Does Amazon still have what they call the Vine program?
The Vine program?
Yeah.
I don't believe so, but they have it.
What
Explain to me what you think the Vine program is.
Okay, so Amazon used to have this program called the Vine program, and what it was they would actually send products to the people who wrote the most reviews would actually get a lot of free products from Amazon to try. Because what Amazon did was they figured out that even a product that had a poor review did better and sold more than a product that had no reviews.
So
They were doing that, I think it was 2017 is when they stopped doing that. They made several changes because of complaints about fake reviews. So they decided that program was the problem.
Okay.
So
they started banning customers with too many returns because it just, shipping handling obviously is expensive for them to provide 2 days.
Yeah, one of the things
Yeah.
that they won't tell you how much, and if they ban you, that's it. I mean, it's not just they take away your Prime account.
you can't even make another one.
Right.
Yeah.
And they won't tell you what the number of returns is
Yeah.
before they
I
ban you,
think
which
one
I think
thing they
that's
might
a
have,
problem.
which is smart.
That's a
One thing
problem.
they might have replaced that with, I don't know if you guys have used it, but they have like Amazon Wardrobe and like Amazon like try-on promotionals where you buy something, you have like a 7-day trial. If you like it, you end up just paying full price, and if you don't like it, you return it. I think that's probably because to cut down on shipping costs, you can pack all of it at once and get it back.
Yeah, that's always been my worry about buying stuff online, is like, I don't know if it's gonna fit.
It's part of my club.
Yeah, and that's what the wardrobe is. You buy like 3 sizes and
Of course, you
send all
get
3.
to reduce.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you guys research Amazon's $600 million deal with the CIA?
I did not, but I know they're a $1 trillion company. What is this $600 million deal you're talking about?
It's a $600 million computer deal with Amazon and CIA. So it's basically in the middle of the desert. They have a warehouse with thousands of cloud computing servers that stores information.
Yeah, probably from your Amazon.
From
Alexa.
their Alexa.
Which-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
into that.
Yeah, which the controversy behind that was
AT&T
that.
and Verizon.
Yeah, the
So how they
controversy.
found out was there was
Yeah.
a news on the station at Amazon's headquarters, and the head of the CIA was there and knew Facebook CEO and Amazon CEO by first name basis.
Wow. Amazon definitely has something.
That's it. Very Oh, good. yeah.
Freaky, yeah.
Yeah, they really need to focus. I mean,
They
they're.
definitely
Which
know
they say
everything
like,
that's going
oh,
on, and
it's
not.
Yeah, that's
private
a
until,
That's the
they
good
say
one.
that basically
Yes.
the conversation
Yeah.
is private and it's not recording until you interact with Alexa. And when you say Alexa's name, that's whenever it starts recording. But then what they don't say is that different people have different accents. And
Yes.
so any word that kind of even sounds
Like
somewhat
Alexa.
near Alexa,
Mhm.
it records everything what you're saying to
Yeah.
Alexa and
I
everything
hate the
to that.
government. That sounds like Alexa.
That's why
Yeah.
Not my president.
I
Sounds
have
like
an Alexa, I don't have a.
I would just do it
All right, very good. Thank you all. I'm gonna stop the live stream and then.
You can
I
actually,
feel like
yeah.
you go.
Okay, we're good.
I did find a lot of crap on Amazon though.